Hello, and a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are around the world, and welcome to today's Postgrad Insights. Once again, we're joined by Heriot-Watt University, who have campuses in the UK, Dubai, and Malaysia. And today's program specifically is an MSc in Quantum Technologies webinar, an introduction to the B2M5 QTM. We are joined by Professor Marcello Ferrera, who will be with us very shortly. He'll be taking you through the next 30 to 45 minutes, and I will be back for the Q&A at the end. If anyone has any questions, any concerns, any issues at all relating to this webinar, please pop it in the chat facility or the Q&A. If you are watching on social media or you're watching on demand, please pop your questions to webinars@postgradsolutions.com. But for now, Marcello, over to you for the next 30 to 40 minutes, and I'll see you for the Q&A at the end.
Thank you so much, Gareth, for the very nice introduction. So my name is Marcello Ferrera, and I am the program director for the MSc in Quantum Technology. And I'm also an academic and researcher at Heriot-Watt. Specifically, I am also in charge of the nanophotonic course, which is also part of this MSc in Quantum Technology. So before we enter into the core informations, the core details about this MSc, it is important, it's fundamental first to introduce Heriot-Watt and understand the background within which this program develops. So Heriot-Watt is a very really global institution with several campuses in different places in the world. One campus in Dubai, another one in Malaysia, and 3 in the UK. The biggest, the central one for this MSc in Quantum Technology is the campus in Edinburgh, where I am fundamentally located. It is important to say that this global institution, it is not created just by having these buildings scattered across the planet, but it is created by and fundamentally by a set of links that our university has with the industries, universities, and research centers among the best in the world, everywhere in Asia, in North America, and in other parts of the planet. And so this one makes us a truly global institution. So few words about the history of Heriot-Watt, which dates back in 1821 as the world's first mechanic institute. A history that start, of course, with the Industrial Revolution. And is a history not only that is linked to the pioneering fundamental concept in emerging technologies, but is also a rich history in terms of fighting for equality and inclusion. And for instance, this one is an example of one of the founders of the institution. Mary Burton was the first woman to be part of a board of directors. And this one happened 20 years before the legislation actually imposed local institutions to do so. So another very, very important aspect about the history of Heriot-Watt is that we host the oldest alumni association, dating back in 1854, an association that sees a lot of very important members that cover prestigious roles in politics, in in industry and in research all over the world, not just located in the UK. And this one is a very important point, because having access to top quality education is definitely not enough today to develop your career network, which is so fundamental in such an interconnected world. It is important that your institution is intrinsically linked and connected to industries, to the world, and this one at Heriot-Watt is strongly mediated by the Alumni Association. Again, also the other campuses are quite relevant, are quite large also in terms of the number of students, and we have a direct interaction with the other campuses. The relevance of our university from a national point of view is also underlined by the participation of King Charles to the opening of the new buildings in 2023, and by other, of course, by other important events. One important point that I would like also to underline, which started in our campus in Malaysia, is this purpose-driven education philosophy that soon after spread on all the other campuses, and is a key point about the way we organize our new programs. Fundamentally focus on being sure that we transfer the knowledge of all our academics that are directly involved with the development of new technology for research and technological purposes. So to transfer this core knowledge and expertise into our taught courses, so that the students are always trained on real challenges, on real problems, on technologies that are of key importance in industries and research, so that when they graduate, their job opportunities are maximized. So again, this kind of philosophy has been extremely successful in promoting the career of our graduates, and that this is just a list of a few key informations showing that, for instance, we are ranked among the very best universities in the UK, that most of that Heriot-Watt produce in Scotland the greatest number of CEOs and managing directors. This one was published in 2025. And we are also first in Scotland and second in the UK for undergraduate employability, and as we will also discuss later on, our capability of securing for our students important position in the industrial world is actually also extend in our capability on promoting their career, their scientific career, their academic career, given the importance of the research at Heriot-Watt and the variety of doctoral programs that are available here. So this one is just a few numbers to have a general feeling about the size of the institution, that hosts 26,000 students, and also numbers that can also underline how international and diverse is our environment, where these 26,000 students comes from 172 different countries, and 65% of courses are taught on campus, which again guarantee a very strong hands-on experience, which is fundamental for any subject that is related to applied physics, engineering, and so on. Another very important number that should actually make any potential student be very happy to hear is the number of staff, which is considerably high in proportion to the number of students. And this one guarantees that every single student that is enrolled in our programs is followed in details and supported for whatever issues that can arise along the career path, and also supported for the progression of the career outside the university after graduation. So there will be also there will be few extra information provided at the end of this webinar in this regard. But again, the staff to student ratio is extremely high, and among the highest in the country, and this is extremely important to be sure that nobody is just a number or is left apart, but there is a very almost one-to-one support for all our pupils. One important thing that has to be said, that again is related to the university, but is also very much related to the MSc in Quantum Technology, is the fact that our university has a very strong research program in photonics, and a great part of this photonic project extends quantum and it involves quantum technologies. There is a very intrinsic link between quantum technologies, quantum theory, and photonic technology and photonic theory. And the MSc in quantum technology will focus in great part to photonic technology, because it is a point of strength at Heriot-Watt, which places our university and our physics department at the very top globally. Besides, photonics is probably the subject with the largest number of ramifications on different domains, such as healthcare, communication, defense, manufacturing, and so it is in no way a limitation to entangle the quantum aspect of the course with the photonic cut. As I previously mentioned, again, Heriot-Watt has a very strong focus on supporting minority and underrepresented groups, and thanks to our continuous effort to be sure that nobody is left behind. We were also the first university to receive the White Ribbon Achievement in recognition of our effort to create this environment where everybody has equal opportunities. And again, also in the direction of making our environment the most diverse, the most global and interconnected environment. Recently, in 2023, we also introduced a sixth school, the new Global Challenge, that also go in this direction. So one important thing is that if I had to make a list of the most important technologies for the future of this country and many other countries in the world, I would definitely list quantum. I will also say AI, artificial intelligence, and robotics. These are the three cornerstone for the future development of key technologies for the countries to remain competitive and to face global future challenges. And in this regard, our very strong capabilities in the quantum domain are also associated somehow with other capabilities in the field of robotics and machine learning. And this very strong synergy comes also from the creation of the National Robotarium, an investment, several million pound investment that has been created here on campus in Edinburgh at Heriot-Watt. An investment that has already produced, as you can read from the notes on these slides, has already created a tremendous stimulus for job creation and the commercial and the creation of new commercial reality. And just to conclude this, let's say, introductory part, it is also important to mention that on campus here at Heriot-Watt in Edinburgh, we have the new Orion Sports Center, which is one of the largest in the country, and allows students to participate in several social and sport activities as member of the many sports societies that are available, so that they can keep a work-life balance as they are advancing in their program. So going more specifically into the detail of the MSc in Quantum Technologies, again, this is just a QR code that links to one of the main web page where you can find extra information about the program. Remember that I can be a direct point of contact if you need extra information. If something comes out to your mind after this webinar and after the question time, you can just drop me an email and I will be more than happy to provide extra information. So the motivation behind this quantum MSc are very solid. So we can start one by one, saying that first of all, as I said, Heriot-Watt has an international reputation in quantum technology, in quantum photonics, in quantum research, with a research and scientific throughput which is second to none. And given the enormous success of our research programs, we have been able to secure enormous economic resources to build labs that are at the state of the art for investigating different aspects in quantum technologies, from quantum biology, quantum sensing, quantum communications, and so on and so forth. Bridging the gap that sometimes is present in other available quantum MSc in other institutions, where the fundamental theory that is studied in the classes is not matched, is not strongly linked with the real life experiences and applications. And so, as I said, given the variety of research directions that we have, the students will have the possibility to experience this interdisciplinary synergy, which will be extremely beneficial for them after graduation to have a clear idea about where they want to go, what they want to do, and also having a lot of opportunities provided by our staff. Again, from the point of view of the demand that the society has about the new quantum workforce, this is definitely not a mystery. Everybody should be aware. As I said before, there are three fundamental technological columns on which we are supporting the technological infrastructure of the future for the UK and many other countries. And so quantum technologies have a very specific let's say theoretical time and framework, but also a very specific practical framework. The technology, the tools, the theory, everything that you really use for developing your skills in quantum, in many regards, are very detached from the skills and competences that you developed in other fields. Quantum, to several extents, is more difficult to be readapted to quantum if you have other backgrounds than vice versa. And because of this, most of technologically advanced nations are today experience a shortage in the workforce for quantum, for further advancing quantum technologies, and there is a very strong demand in this regard. And so this is another very strong motivation for us to, given our success in this direction, to provide this program to everybody who is interested and qualified to participate. And again, research always comes with very strong collaboration with the local and international industries, and at the same time, ideas that develops inside our research labs in many situations turns out to be also very valuable commercial ideas that can turn into industrial realities. And this kind, we have quite a good history of very successful cases where even students directly from their graduation, they move with the help of our business school support. They can they can develop their ideas towards practical industrial applications. Again, this one, as I said, is a program of that match the national strategy, the global priorities towards resolving fundamental tasks. Quantum technologies, as I said, are ubiquitous to be applied to almost any modern technology. And again, being part of the future workforce in quantum tech is a guarantee of being a fundamental piece of this puzzle that is the society. And again, we cannot, although we had and we are having a great success with continuous research results that also lead to new technologies, we can definitely not take even a minute of rest. The competition is tremendous between local entities and also between different countries, and so we need to continuously strengthen our reputation in this field and attract top talents, keeping this our edge, and these one are also fundamental targets that our MSc in Quantum Technology wants to address. So if we go even more into the details of the program, so the program consists of 8 taught courses. 6 are compulsory, substantially they are common to all students that will be enrolled in the program, and 2 will be optional, so students will have the possibility to choose between a good variety of options. So 8 courses in total for all students, and this is a general overview of all the courses pertaining the MSc in Quantum Technology, where we see the distinction between the optional courses and the mandatory courses for the 2 different semesters. We don't have the time here to deepen every single aspect of all these courses. If you want, again, more information, you can always send me an email and we'll be more than happy to provide further clarifications. But I want to point out your attention on those 5 courses that I have highlighted here, because they are very special with respect to what is provided by other quantum-based MSc available from other institutions. So the first is our newly created Quantum Lab and Programming course, which is designed with a specific focus to provide students with real-world skills in quantum programming and we experience with the real quantum devices and quantum systems. So we will be fundamentally focused on using open sources software available from top American companies such as IBM or Google, because they not only they are broadly used by most of the top research institution globally, but because they also allow the possibility for a direct interface with local quantum computers, and at the same time we also design in place so on-campus labs where students will also be directly exposed to the use of real quantum system to perform fundamental quantum operations and so learn how the way quantum system works. Another important subject is the new nanophotonic course that I am the leading lecturer of, and it has been recently restructured starting from the syllabus to be perfectly aligned with the most innovative aspect of quantum photonic technologies and photonic technologies out there today. And the students in this for this specific course, the university is also licensed to use a numerical environment, which is a broadly used professional software where the students will be trained by performing several simulations for a broad variety of very fundamental devices. Then we have also this the course in emerging topics in quantum technologies. This one is also a very interesting new approach that we wanted to introduce. In this course, we will this is a living course that will be updated and upgraded practically every year. Where we will have a different pool of experts from the industrial world and from the academic research world coming to Heriot-Watt or from Heriot-Watt, giving lectures to the student, providing them with a broader view of very important emerging technologies and also how they are interconnected with each other. Another peculiar aspect of our MSc is also that we decided to provide an advanced condensed matter course because we think that the basic condensed matter theory might not be enough to fully grasp all the many key aspects in quantum theory and quantum technologies. And so we decided to add an advanced condensed matter course to fill up the gap and strengthen the basic knowledge of all our students. And then the final thing that I want to stress on is that all the students that will participate to the program will conclude their path with a final year project that will be developed in one of the research labs at Heriot-Watt. And as I said before, but I can never stress enough, the students will be working with the internationally recognized top expert with incredibly well-equipped facilities, among the best in the world for developing quantum technologies. And so this one is a very key point of strength of this program. With respect to the entry requirements, again, we decided to allow entrance with a 2-2 BSc rather than a 2-1 because we believe that because we want to be fundamentally focused on the specific background of students in quantum theory or experience with quantum technology. We want to be very flexible. We had application from students that also had industrial experience with companies that develop quantum products, and anything fundamentally can be considered as long as it is relevant for students to show that they have a very strong focus and background in quantum technology. And in many cases, we also, when students, when applicants have a SEB that is in between, we also grant one-to-one interviews to understand if the candidate is valid. Again, for extra information, you can contact myself or Dr. Richard McCracken, who is a global head of discipline for physics. One final message that I want to send loud and clear is that students here are not simply supported during the entire development of their studies, but they are also strongly supported after they graduate by the optimal work performed by our career service. And in this regard, the support, as I said before, is not just a global support, but is in many cases a one-to-one support where using the knowledge of our office in terms of market information and also using their contacts with the several local and international industries, we can provide suggestions, opportunities to students to clarify their mind, to understand what they really want, what is best with respect to their specific skills, and this one does not just pertain long-term contracts, but also part-time jobs and any other job activity that can be temporary or long-term for the students to develop their capabilities. And again, as I said also before, it is very important to stress that because the students will interact with active researchers that are producing a plethora of top-notch research results published in the most prestigious international journals and interconnected with the biggest quantum labs all over the world. There will be plenty of doctoral opportunities for those students who demonstrate exceptional qualities and are focused on research and an academic path. And yes, our career service organizes plenty of events every year, and so students will have a lot of opportunities to interact, to discuss among each other with experts, so that they will have a very broad vision that they can guarantee a bright future developing their career path. And with this, I would like to conclude my talk and thank everybody who is attending. Thank you very much.
Marcello, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I'll let you have a little bit of a breather. So, Fraser, I'd like to invite you on at this point because we've had a few questions come in around the kind of admissions process and funding and scholarship. Obviously, it's quite a niche topic, and quite a few questions are coming around what do I need to study in order to have this kind of qualification in this program. I've seen your answer, obviously, on the chat in terms of physics related, science related. Do you want to elaborate a little bit further on that? Because obviously there are a lot of programs now that are broadened in terms of what they can offer. So if you want to go through that in a bit more detail and just explain to the viewers and those watching at home in the future what they need to study first.
Totally. So thank you very much, first of all, to you both. I am definitely going to find it hard to follow that presentation and give the same level of quality that Marcello did. So thank you very much for running everybody through that. One of the key things that we look at in admissions is, of course, the degree subject studied, but also module by module, what that program will provide you with. In terms of your mathematics, your engineering, your physics modules, and what if that is related. So have you done any related quantum modules already? And equally, things like equivalencies, depending on what country it is that you are applying for, from, rather. When we look at the entry requirements, what we've got listed on our website, and I'd say that for the most part, this is quite a fair assessment of what we are actually looking for when we assess your application when it comes into admissions, would be the minimum of 2-2 bachelor's with that honours year, or equivalent, and by that we mean or non-UK equivalent. in physics, so your physics, your mathematics, and your theoretical physics, astrophysics, engineering physics, or a closely related subject. Now, of course, we can't list every possible variation of programming, what that might look like. So we really do assess every application on a case-by-case basis. And I'd say that's one of the most important takeaways from today, is that we can provide general information in the webinar, but if you have a very specific query, then please don't hesitate to reach out to us at postgraduate admissions. So that would be pgadmissions@hw.ac.uk. Beyond that, I'd say, oh, carry on, sorry.
Sorry, Fraser. Can I just get you to elaborate further as well on the admissions process? And apologies to interrupt there. The question came in around the English language requirement. Now, I know the answer to that, as do you, but there'll be many people that will want that kind of cemented in terms of what can they do to get that up to scratch before they apply for anything?
Of course, yeah, fantastic point there. Much of this, again, is case by case, depending on where the person is from. So, for example, on our website, we do list a number of different countries and ways that you can meet your English language requirement. Now, we do try and make it as easy as we possibly can. From many countries, we can actually satisfy that English language requirement from high school qualifications. So it might be that if you are from, for example, India, there might be a grade 12 opportunity, provided that you received a satisfactory level of English, which we can check. So if you include that as part of your application, we can provide that assessment when looking at your application. Now, around the world, this obviously does change a little bit. It does differ. So more general information, I'd say, is on the website. But if you are looking to satisfy that requirement through an IELTS, which I'd say is, in many cases, the majority for an English language test, we would be looking for equivalent to an IELTS academic with at least 6.0 overall, with at least 5.5 in all components. So I'd say that, for the most part, it is a general sort of minimum in many cases across the sector. But what we really do want to do, and I think I answered this in the chat as well, is make sure that we are setting students up for success. Now, obviously, we do see that in the academic English documents, but we do also want to make sure that that's reflected in the entry requirements for that course content as well. You asked about the admissions process and what that looks like. So start to finish, I can run through very, very quickly, if that would be helpful for everybody on this call today. Applications are really quick and easy for the most part. It's all online. It's an online portal through the Heriot-Watt website, which makes it really quite simple. It's, as I say, easy to do. It takes just 5 or 10 minutes, and you'd fill in information about your personal details, who you are and what you do, your academic history. That's really important. Any work experience that you have as well that would be supporting your application is always really useful. And beyond that, we would look for your academic transcripts to be uploaded. So you can complete the application form, but then you'll receive an email just asking you to actually upload any additional documents that would support your application so that we can fully assess your application. If you upload a transcript, that gives us a really good idea generally for the type of subject that you've already got experience in, and make sure that you'd be a good fit for the course. Generally, we respond within 3 to 5 working days. As I say, usually in many cases a little bit quicker than that as well. So we do try and turn around those applications as fast as possible, because we know how much anticipation you're sitting in when you're waiting for that response to come through from the university. So we do try and make that as quick as possible.
Excellent.
Application deadlines, is it worth covering them just now briefly?
Yes,
too?
absolutely. Yeah.
So overseas applicants in many cases do require a student visa to come and study with us in the UK. And that would be in the form of a CAS request. So because of that extended timeline that you would have to receive that CAS and then obviously apply for your visa and join us, we have an overseas application deadline of the 10th of August 2025. The CAS deadline to get that back to us would be the 21st of August. So you must then have gone unconditional firm, submitted your CAS request, and provided all the documents are correct and ready to go, then that deadline will work well for you. The UK applicants have a little bit later, those that don't require a student visa to join us at the Edinburgh campus. that would be the 29th of August 2025. The last thing I'd say about deadlines, though, would be that we do advise, strongly advise, that you don't wait until the last minute to put in that application, because it can be so stressful to organize things like your accommodation, your funding, your travel, if you're packing a suitcase, if you're traveling a little bit of a distance, and even simple things like, what part of Edinburgh, if you're looking to join us on campus, accommodation, or city centre, and get everything all organized for you. So we'd really advise you apply as early as possible. It gives you an opportunity to meet your conditions, if you have any conditions as part of that offer, any advance fee payments to come through, or sponsorship letters, get that cash request in and secure that all-important accommodation too. So you're all settled before you join us.
Spot on. Thank you, Fraser. Appreciate it. Marcello, if I can come back to you at this point, one of the questions that came in was, is there a particular focus on quantum computing, quantum communications, or sensing? Or when you do the program, is it a balanced kind of overview of it all? Or do you guys, and do the students get a particular choice into what they hone in on?
So with respect to this question, it would be unwise to have, let's say, the MSc fundamentally focus in one of these areas, because it would be quite limiting for the students. And there are a lot of fundamental concepts that are common with it. So it's really first during the MSc to acquire strong fundamental quantum theory and strong competences in using software and hardware that are specifically designed for handling quantum problems. All this said, there is, as I said before, the critical part of developing your final year project. And because we do real world research and the top-notch research, we have a lot of academics which are focused in different directions. For instance, I'm focused on alternative quantum materials and ultra-fast processing, but there are other academics that are focused on quantum sensing, as I said before, quantum bio, so if you want to think about becoming more specialized in one of these emerging topic, the moment will be the end. The moment will be when you will develop your final year project, because it will be a real research project developed in one of these labs, and you will be able to probably choose or let's say route your choice towards one of these labs that will be focused on a specific direction.
Excellent. And there is a question, and it's a very simple question, but it's a question that I always feel is a good one to ask, is what job do I get from this? Because there will be many students that doing their postgraduate studies, their career, their post-graduation options are so key and so important to them. What typically does that look like for a graduate, Marcello?
The quantum technologies are there are so many emerging small and medium-sized or large companies. If you think about, of course, I don't know, IBM, Google, Intel, they all have huge programs towards quantum technologies and quantum computing. They are investing enormous resources in this direction. From a national point of view, for security reason, quantum cryptography is becoming more and more important. So there is also the defense sector that is requiring for increasing the number of experts in quantum technologies. From the point of view of what we employ in the equipment that we use in the labs, for anything, we have a single photon array cameras that are produced by local and international companies. Again, the variety of quantum technologies is huge. They are everywhere. They are also extending into health. Because, for instance, with the quantum imaging, we can we can break some limits in resolution that were not available before, and that this is not just a topic for research, but that there are important companies that are operating in this direction. There are a lot of companies also that are moving from, let's say, classical application into quantum application, and they have dedicated departments for this purpose. Again, what is really there is no lack of directions. There is only a very strong thirst for more people having the expertise in this field.
Excellent. Fraser, if I can bring you in at this point, I think one of the things that strikes me with Heriot-Watt that I genuinely think sets them apart from any other university in Scotland and the UK, to be honest with you, is the hand-holding that you guys do post-graduation. I think it's a terrific service. You guys have got a specific service across the university, haven't you, that allows the student to not feel out of place once they've graduated, and allow them to, whether it's become alumni, whether it's become a professional in a certain industry, you will help them with the links and the guidance, won't you?
Yeah, so we have a wonderful career service. A career service that I've used in the past. I was actually a student, an undergraduate student at Heriot-Watt University, so have experienced firsthand first of all, the database and the links, the industry connections that Heriot-Watt University have to industry. Really, really important in making sure that the companies, the local employers, have access to such a high caliber of student that's looking to graduate, and also equally opportunities for the students to find that place in industry. And in some cases, that is a foot in the door to a company, and in some cases, that is really setting people up for the most amazing career. The support from the careers team, I'd say, is really quite broad. So it depends what guidance and support you are looking for as an individual. I know that some people go along with a CV that's already written, and they're maybe looking for little tweaks or enhancements that they think might be helpful for them. It might be that they've been invited to an assessment centre, for example, if it's one of those employers that decide to make use of those. And something that I've been along to myself is a mock assessment centre. Assessment centres can be a tricky thing, and it's really just making sure that you know what to expect when you go in, behaviours that they would like to see from you, and behaviours that they would slightly less like to see from you too. Interviews are such an important part of getting a job these days, and be that virtual or in person, it is often the case that you are required to talk about yourself and talk about your knowledge and your experience, you as an individual, and are you a good team fit, for example? Is your knowledge up to scratch? And sometimes it can be tricky to think of these things and what to say in that environment and come across in a really professional way that I'm sure so many people do have it in them. And practice interviews, again, can really relax you in that interview environment for when you're further down the road, but equally just allow you to go in with a little bit more confidence that you will succeed in these interview and assessment type scenarios. So the career service, I'd say, is for the finding of the jobs themselves. It's that support and link. It's the making sure that you've got the tools to then apply for that job and put in a solid application. And then lastly, towards the end, it's making sure that you are then set up for success when you reach the point that you are in some sort of assessment and selection process from that organisation.
Excellent. Marcello, I've got one question left, and I'm going to finish up on, it's kind of a two-pronged question, so if you can get round to both. First of all, what is the typical year like for a student? Is it a lot of assessments? Is it a lot of coursework-based assessments? And to follow up on that, one of the questions that came in was, is it possible to collaborate with external institutions such as unis, research centres or companies for the dissertation project side of things?
Well, so for the first part, the MSc is designed to give more focus on with the hands-on capabilities, working with the quantum components and quantum software. So a great part of the assessment process will be based on this kind of skills. But of course, before you can before you can really develop these skills, you need to have a strong theoretical background, which cannot be also neglected. But again, the focus, I would say, these are all fundamental aspects, but the MSc, this MSc is designed trying to give extra weight on the practical, more direct contact aspects of your professional development. From the point of view of the contact with the industries, I say, again, what I would say is, as I pointed out, there are two fundamental points along the progress of the program, where you will have plenty of opportunities to interact with let's say, with the industrial world if you want, or with the research academic world if you want. And one is, as I said, we have a course where experts from industry and the academic research world will join us. This pool of experts will actually change year by year to be sure that we will cover all the most cutting edge and the most recent emerging topics, so that the students will never be behind the newest idea out there. So this is sorry, that is the fire alarm test.
We can't actually hear it, Marcello. Carry on.
You cannot hear, so
No,
that's
no.
good. Okay. So and again, so this one is a direct contact between the students and these special guest, this lecture, if you want. And then there is the final year project. And the final year project, again, given the huge variety of academics with different profiles and different goals, you can find a project to be developed in a lab that is mostly research oriented, or you can find or you can develop your final year in a lab that is more connected to industrial applications or to industries. And that project, I wouldn't exclude that by speaking with the supervisor in specific labs, things can be arranged, can be developed within a program that directly involves industrial partners.
Marcello, thank you very much. I'm Fraser also. For those students that are asking questions around funding and scholarships, I feel like we kind of covered a little bit of that already. So if you've got any specific questions related to our personal matter, please see the email address, studywithus@hw.ac.uk. They will come back to you. They're a very friendly team, so please don't be put off. Please reach out to them directly. Marcello and Fraser, thank you for your time. It's been an engaging, great session. If anyone's missed any parts of today, we will send them a copy of the video in their email. So please check your emails. If you're not getting it, check your junk folders. It will come through to you. But for now, thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone.